Morning, getting an early start today. It's going to be a really warm day today, high 80s, and got a pretty decent climb to start off the day, so it'll be really great to get that out of the way before it gets hot. And another better reason, the best reason to take off early, it is 13 miles to the next water, so I just filled up at the spring that's right by the shelter I stayed at last night, and I'm carrying about 3¼ liters for the next 13 miles, which is, would be fine if it was a cool day, but I'll be sweating insanely like I always do, and I'll be really wishing I had more water when I get there. So anyway, just need to take off early and get as many miles early before it starts getting hot as I possibly can, so that when it does get hot I can slow down, still have plenty of water, and just take it easy to get to the next shelter that has water, which unfortunately is also a couple of tenths of a mile off the trail. So the reason that's kind of unfortunate is because that shelter, of course, is only 13 miles away. Well, there's a campground that also has a bear box and stuff. It is about 19 miles away, and that's probably what I'm shooting for today. If I'm really struggling when I get to the first, that shelter at 13, then I'll stay. Let me just double check and make sure I'm going the right way. Yep, that's where I came from last night. Back on the AT here. But anyway, so that means when I get to that first shelter, I have to take a little detour off to the shelter, 2 or 3 tenths of a mile, and then get some water, come back 2 or 3 tenths, get back on the trail, and then head the rest of the mileage, head the rest of the way to the campground that I'm going to. Loft Mountain Campground is where I want to head to. So that's where I should be tonight. So right now, I'm carrying a lot of weight, because I have about maybe close to 5 pounds of water that I wouldn't normally be carrying this time of day. Not sure what those are. Some kind of experiment or something. Whoa. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh. Other than the power lines, they don't even really detract from it. That's so incredible. Look at those thick clouds. Last night was really nice. At the shelter, I got there and hung out for a little bit by myself and set up my tent and got things together, and then people started showing up, and a couple people I'd passed on the trail already, and then 3 more that I hadn't seen yet. And so it was a good night. We sat around, just talked a bunch, shared stories, and it was really good. It's definitely are getting to be more and more hikers out here all the time, running across tents in the morning as I'm walking along early like this, and just passing hikers in both directions, like actual, AT section or through hikers. And so it was really nice. And then we had a little bit of a shower last night. Nothing too much. And it stopped before we got up this morning and had to get our tents all together and everything, so that was nice. Kept us, from having everything in our pack soaked and all that kind of stuff. So that was good. And that's about it. I got a little bit of a wet trail this morning as a result. Just have to be careful of the rocks, but it's nice so far. So just taking advantage of this, trying to hike fast and get through as much as I can. Wow, it feels so good. Fresh out here. Last night in camp, while we were all hanging out, I had some things I needed to get done. So One is a few days ago I mentioned the permethrin that I treat my clothes with, keep the bugs off, and that I didn't think I had sent it to myself for a while, or it would still be a while before I received it, and that I'd washed my clothes enough times that it probably wasn't good anymore. Anyway, it came in my box yesterday, but I was at the post office and I didn't have any way to take off all my clothes and treat my clothes at the post office. And so anyway, when I got to camp, let's see, make sure I go the right way here. When I got to camp, I had a warm weather shirt that I haven't worn much at all. I probably shouldn't even have with me, but anyway, I was glad I did a couple weeks ago when it was freezing. But I put that on because I wasn't going to treat that. And then I used my rain jacket, rigged up a skirt for myself so I could treat my pants, because this stuff is not, it's okay to be on you once it's all dry and everything, but you're not ever supposed to get it on your skin. So anyway, then I hung up all my stuff and sprayed it, let it dry for about 3 or 4 hours, well, all night actually, I guess. And then now I'm wearing it today, so that's good. I should be a little more protected from ticks and everything while I'm out here. And what else did I do last night? Oh, my hat has this inner little thing to it, right? This kind of band, this black band that kind of soaks up some sweat, but it's also sort of elastic and holds it on your head. Well, that band has started flipping outward, so that it, instead of being tucked up in the hat around my head, it falls down and it looks like I'm wearing like a headband under my hat or something. It's really weird, and anyway, it's a pain and it's in the way, and so I just put a whole bunch of little stitches in it to hold it in. And hey, for the first hour this morning, it seems to be working great. So anybody has any work they need for a seamstress, just send it my way. It will look horrendous, but it will be functional. And Slim, thank you for threading the needle for me. Well, there are hardly any clouds in the sky because they're all on the ground. I'm crossing Skyline for the first time today, and it looks like this one has an overlook, but I don't think I'm going to get to see anything on it. And I think my trail's over there, but that's okay. I'm going to come over anyway. I know these might get boring to you all watching, especially if there's no view, but I love them so much. I'm probably going to video every single one. See just a little bit of the view through the mist out there. Not much. That was Sawmill Run Overlook, and I'm looking forward to going back and I didn't stop and read that whole display that was there. I'm looking forward to going back and doing that, just because I've seen so much diverse plant life around here and stuff. I think I mentioned it on top of one of the mountains yesterday. Just saw some stuff that I hadn't seen around the area before, so I think that's probably going to tell a little about that. I'm crossing Skyline again. This is Turk Gap. And No view, just a parking area, so yep. So I'll enjoy the double yellow lines and get back on trail. Skyline Drive again. But this one's a little more nondescript. Just crossing the road. So quiet this morning. I've come across no one except this little worm thing hanging from my hat right here now. Yeah. And I've really seen no animals, heard nothing other than just a few birds. I've only seen just a couple of cars go by on the skyline. Maybe just one, the one I videoed earlier. And it's good. It stayed nice and cool. About halfway to my water already. And it's making me feel stupid for carrying all this weight. In fact, I think I'm going to stop here and dump some water because I drank so much before I left the shelter today that I really didn't need to drink much until just the last couple miles, just a little bit. And thought I heard something. Anyway, and well, probably drank a third of a liter so far, and I'm halfway there, so I'm gonna dump something for sure. Warning, bears are active in this area. Run for your lives! Run for your lives! I think this flat, wide, pine needle laden trail is my reward for climbing all morning. Easy, easy, easy. And this as well. And this shady tunnel too. Hey, ran across a gentleman back there, a local, who had a lot of great things to say about Charlottesville, which is close by here. He chose to live here when he retired, and he loves it. He's a practicing Buddhist, so he had a lot of enlightened ideas and comments. It was very interesting to talk to. So I slowed down, talked to him for 10 minutes or so. It's a nice break. Skyline. Black Rock Gap. And now we guess we don't actually cross here. Yeah, it just goes right up here. But anyway, no, just I'm actually going to cross again and just like right around the corner, and then we'll be headed up to Black Rock. And then, so about just half a mile up here is where the hut is, Black Rock Hut, where I could have gotten water or could have stayed if I was tired today. But I'm doing great. It's still early. I brought so much stinking water, I'm not even going to stop at the hut. I just brought it. I've been carrying it all day, which is stupidity, but hey, it keeps me from having to hike off trail that couple or 3/10 of a mile to the hut and back to get water. So not that that was worth it, but hey, it's something since I carried it anyway. Guess what? Skyline. This is Black Rock. Goodness. Skyline Drive one more time. And again. I don't know if I'm going there. I'm going there. I think I'm going here. Anyway, we're here at Brown Gap. And I see no blazes yet. But I see this marker over here that's been saying Appalachian Trail all along, so I'm pretty sure this is right. Let's look. It doesn't say Appalachian Trail. Okay. I don't think that's it. We'll go look over here. There's the blaze I was looking for. AT Appalachian Trail North under the inchworm. I've kind of forgotten what I already said on the video today, but oh, I didn't realize I was this close to Skyline Drive again. It's coming out into one more gap. Anyway, I don't remember if I said it or not, but I'm staying at Loft Mountain Campground tonight. Which is, I don't really know what to expect. I think it's like a big established, campground. It costs money. I think it's like $15 to stay there, which I kind of hate to do, but they have, they have bear boxes, and it's going to make it for about a 19-mile day. If I would have stopped at the last hut, it would have only been a 13 miles I would have gone. If I go to the next one, it'd be 26. I would keel over before I get there. So anyway, it'll be good, and they have a little camp store. So, it won't be much, but I get something to eat other than what's in my pack. And maybe something cold to drink, and they have showers and laundry. I don't know if I'll take advantage of, but I might. Just more money. We'll see how it goes when I get there. But I think I'm only just a little over 2 miles away. Oh yeah, another reason I need a camp store or something like that is when I was in Damascus replacing stuff that the bear ate. One of the things the bear got to was my sunscreen. So the best thing I could find, the kind of lightest thing, the best thing I could find in Damascus at Dollar General was a little container of like spread-on sunscreen, like a stick. Almost like a small, like a miniature size deodorant or something. But anyway, so it's worked great. Actually, I love it. I wish that's what I could use all the time out here. But there was a lot less in it than I expected. I mean, I've only used it a handful of days. Well, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 days, I'm not sure. But anyway, today I was rubbing it on, and I realized I'm rubbing a plastic insert on my arm and no sunscreen left. So need to get some badly. I'll be able to, if they don't have it, I'll be able to kind of dig in there and scrape out another day or two's worth until I can get to another store, hopefully. But I don't want to have to mess with that, so fingers crossed. Well, that was very unexpected. I came out into that overlook, which I showed you, and panned around, and you probably saw the truck sitting over there and the people and the table. And I just walked over towards the trail, and they said, you know, hey, are you hiking through? And, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we started up a conversation, and they offered me ice cold bottle of water. So I stopped and drank that real quick, and then they were just sitting out here. They're just vacationers. And they were just sitting out having a picnic, looking at that incredible view. And they had some leftover pasta salad. I mean, you know, they had pasta salad they were having for lunch, and they said, hey, you want some? I said, well, I don't want to crash your picnic. And they said, come on. So I had two big helpings of pasta salad with fresh tomatoes in it, and onions, and, you know, just fresh, everything fresh. And man, it was good. And had a great conversation with them. They're from the Annapolis area, and they just two couples who just took off together to have a little 3-day mini vacation. So just driving around up and down Skyline Drive, staying at some nice places and stuff. And it was great to hang out with them. So anyway, then I felt like maybe I was, you know, overstaying my welcome. So I told them, well, I'm gonna head out, and they put together a Ziploc bag full of fresh vegetables for me. Peppers and tomatoes and carrots, and so I'm gonna get to eat some of that tonight with my dinner. And these were not typical trail angels. They weren't people who know much about the Appalachian Trail. They weren't out there trying to help hikers. They weren't, you know, they're just really nice people who saw a need and helped. Everybody should get out here and do this kind of thing. just see how great the average person is. How nice people in the world can be. All right. Well, I've hiked in here, and there's a little bit of trying to figure out what's going on, but anyway, I got my campsite, so I have to walk around here on the road. I don't know, it's not really set up for walking, but anyway, campsite 38. Come up here and put my label on here, then I have to get change because they don't make change back there, so I have to walk to the camp store. It's thundering right now. Walk to the camp store, get change, come back, put it in the slot. I don't know, so doesn't seem like the best laid sort of plans or how they got it organized, but you know, whatever, it'll all work out fine. It's only like 2:30 and I've got nothing else to do the rest of the day, so I'll just wander around back and forth and drop my stuff where I need to. Looks like I might be wearing a rain jacket while I do it. Well, this is the camp store area. There's the store. There are the bathrooms and showers. And I have been, and there is a bench with outlets by it. I have been here for hours, probably 3 hours. Went into the store, bought a little bit of stuff to eat, and then charged my phone and batteries out here, and sat around and charged and charged and charged, and went back in and got more to eat, and saw a Scarecrow when he came up, and didn't expect to see him today, and we talked a while, and I finally decided I didn't want to wait to charge batteries anymore. So now I am actually going to drop my money in the whatever, the little kiosk to pay for my campsite, set up my tent. It has been thundering. If you can see much in the sky over here. I mean, it's been thundering like for hours and hours. But knock on wood, hasn't hardly dropped any rain. I mean, a couple of drops. And so hoping it holds out till I get to my site and I get set up. I guess we'll find out. So I sort of knew this would happen, but I left, and I mean, after all the time I spent hanging out there, now it's finally raining. The minute that I leave and I get out here to pay and I go to set up my tent, so I knew I was going to pay for all that waiting. Let's see, pull hopper open, deposit envelope here. All right, there we go. And paid. Now I need to go to site 38, which is up there and around the corner and up a ways. I really should go through that path, but I have no idea where it leads to. So I'm gonna get my rain jacket out and I'm gonna try that path because I don't want to go on the road. So be back in a minute. All right, well, I finally found my campsite. It's actually over there. I wandered all over the place, couldn't find it anywhere. Walked down the road, saw a bear box and said, I'm sitting up there, and that was my campsite. I mean, it was actually my campsite. So anyway, but there's bugs and all sorts of stuff crawling in the bear box. So I set up next to it in the one that says it's closed because only every other one is open. Anyway, whatever. Hopefully nobody will get me in trouble for it, but there I am. I'm ready to crash out for the night. So I'll see you tomorrow.